Hi everyone, today we're checking out a game called Deadzone Rogue on the Steam Deck. This is a brand new roguelite FPS that just hit early access, and it's fast, chaotic, and built around procedural levels, modded weapons, and co-op madness. But the real question is, how well does it actually run on the Steam Deck? Let's jump right into it. Now, Deadzone Rogue drops you into a pretty banged up spaceship swarming with rogue machines and sci-fi hazards. Each run is procedurally generated with a growing arsenal of 30 plus mod-ready weapons, over 100 augments, armor, and classes that change up your style. You can play solo or with up to 3 players in online co-op, and it's all about speed, tight movement, fast aiming, and crazy builds that evolve as you go. Think of it as a mashup between Dead Cells, Gunfire Reborn, Vampire Survivors, but in full FPS mode. Now, for the actual performance, out of the gate, the game runs surprisingly well on the Steam Deck, even with how hectic things get. On the lowest settings with FSR set to performance or balanced, you're looking at between 70 and 90 FPS. It's not locked, it's not stable, and dips do happen, but it doesn't hurt the gameplay feel at all. The actual frame graph is pretty stable, even when you drop down to 70 FPS. Now, with FSR set to quality, it will drop to 60, but it doesn't go below 60, but it can jump between 60 and 90, so that can be a bit hectic. Now, battery life breakdown on the OLED specifically, if you leave the FPS uncapped with lowest settings and FSR set to either performance or balance, you're getting around 2 hours and 30 minutes, and if you do a 60 FPS cap, actually surprisingly, you're not getting that much more battery. You're looking at around 2 hours and 45 minutes. It seems that capping the FPS in this case doesn't actually benefit unless you're doing it for stability. Now, if you do cap the FPS to 30, you're gonna be stretching the battery to about 4 hours and 30 minutes, but I don't actually recommend doing that. The game feels way too sluggish to play at 30. It's a really fast-paced game, and you need to be playing at least 60 FPS. Now, if you're on the LCD, you'll get slightly less battery life. You can't really uncap the FPS here, you just have to play at either 60 or 30, and at 60 you're getting about 1 hour and 45 minutes, and if you cap it to 30 FPS, you can stretch it to about 3.5 hours tops. It's still totally playable, just have a charger nearby if you're running it on the LCD. Now, Deadzone Rogue has full controller support, and most of it feels great. There's no input issues, no rebinding needed, it just works. However, one thing that breaks the flow a bit is the weapon upgrade menu, or actually navigating any menus. Feels a bit finicky because a lot of the times you have to use the left analog stick to actually click some of the different buttons in the menus, and it kind of pulls you out of the action for a second. It's not a deal breaker, but it kind of stood out to me. Now, what does shine is actually the auto aim system or aim assist system. It is super aggressive aim assist, but actually in a good way. I tried to disable it to see what the game would feel like, but I couldn't find an option to disable it, and honestly I think that's fine. Specifically on the Steam Deck, I think without it this game would be really tough to control, given how fast everything moves. So in this particular case, I'm actually for having a good auto aim or aim assist system. It actually makes the game a lot more fun on a Steam Deck. Now, real quick before I end this video, if you're looking for more Steam Deck reviews and settings breakdown, check out my Steam group called SteamFlow and my curator page. I post all my recommendations there, and we've got a growing community of deck players sharing tips and tweaks. I will link in the description below. So, should you pick up Deadzone Rogue for your Steam Deck? If you're into roguelites, FPS chaos, or just love fast-paced co-op games, I'd say yes. It's surprisingly well optimized, supports full controller input, and the performance, even uncapped, feels really solid. Now, I would suggest sticking to the lowest settings with FSR set to quality, and feel free to play uncapped if you're okay with a 2.5 hour battery life. Capping it to 60 gives you smoother pacing, but not that much more battery life, so it's really just a preference. Now, let me know what builds you're running if you're playing the game, and have you tried playing it co-op? And if this video helped you out, drop a like, subscribe for more Steam Deck content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.